I mentioned it last week and I want to bring it up again because this course is going to be so game changing for you. This 7 days of tapping to wealth. It's again so simple, so fast. It's 7 days. It takes about 10 minutes a day. All you do is tap all over your body where I tell you to, and we're going to fully rewire your limiting beliefs and your old money paradigms as we shift into the new and rewire so that you know and fully believe and your body believes that you are worthy of all the money in the world that you desire, that you are worthy of all the freedom and the success in the world that you desire. It is your time to claim it now. And I want to help you through this super simple, very affordable course to rewire your brain and your body to make it happen as we step into 2023. So stay posted. I cannot wait for it to drop. It is going to change the game. Welcome to the Empowered Podcast with Deanna Merlino, an all-encompassing personal development show where I will be sharing with you just how to transform yourself into the best version of you, both inside and out. From wellness, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and manifestation, I'll be showing you exactly how to live your best life. I will be keeping it as real and raw as it gets. So get ready to peel back the layers and really transform yourself under the surface. Because nothing is better than finding your purpose and living this life as your true, authentic self. Welcome back, Empowered fam. Happy second week of January. How are we here? Honestly, I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like, especially for me personally, I had so much to do wrapping up the new year that now that I'm just chilling out, I have no idea what day it is. I have no idea what date it is, and I'm just kind of lost. I'm just kind of floating. I have been taking time to myself to just relax and kind of unwind, which has been great. And I have no real agenda, which feels nice, but also means I feel very detached from the rest of the world. So hopefully everyone else is kind of getting back on track after the holidays and the New Year's and all the craziness. And speaking of New Year's, I hope that you all are sticking to whatever intentions that you set for yourself. And if you haven't, I want to remind you that it is okay and that you don't need the New Year's in the first place to decide to make a change for yourself. You can decide to change every single day. So if you feel like you're one of those people who has always gotten off track or never stuck with your goal, it's okay. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Just let yourself change at your own pace. Taking that stress off your shoulders is going to make a huge difference as well. So this month is all about wellness. And last week we talked about some of the things that I do and recommend as far as leveling up and becoming the best version of yourself. I talked a lot about coaching and I still feel the exact same way. So quick drop, if you have not gotten my tapping course, go do that. My Reiki course is also live. So if you want to learn energetic healing and heal yourself and others and start a business, definitely go do that. When you hear this will still be live. So I'm going to say that my new Reiki course is currently live and it is at an all low launch price of $22.22. So if you want to make a super change for yourself and maybe start a business this year, and you are remotely interested in helping yourself and helping others, this is a great way to do it. I will drop that in the show notes. So this week and next week, I'm going to be talking about just a couple of the habits as well. I'm going to continue this habits that I've been doing personally. And in this week, I've been scheduling a lot of me stuff, like the things that I have been putting on the back burner for a hot minute. So I am just starting to catch up. I am today going to get a mani-pedi, which sounds so simple, but like those things make me really happy and I haven't done them in a while. I'm actually going with my mother-in-law, so I'm super excited. Shout out to her because I know she always listens to my podcast. So next week I am getting my hair done and I think I'm going to make a pretty serious change. So stay tuned on that. I just feel like a massive change is needed. I do not align with my hair color. I don't align with my hair. I feel like it's just an old version of me that I want to get rid of. So that's up next. And I'm going to be scheduling chiropractic appointments, So important for you to take care of your body and specifically your back and your spine. I mean, it literally keeps you walking every day. And I have a lot of prior injuries that I have just not been taking care of my body. So I need to get that done. Setting up a massage. I'm getting this really cool, which I'm definitely going to talk about again after I get it. It's like this Hawaiian Reiki massage. It involves crystal healing and what is that? Where they reflexology, like this whole giant package. So I will be doing that very shortly as well. So just all the things to take care of myself, which really leads me into the one thing that I wanted to talk about today. This will probably be a shorter episode for real, for real. I know I say that a lot. As far as like nutritionally, because I really want to focus this year on all things me and not in a selfish way, like in a self care way. Like I put myself last and I thrive and I'm driven to take care of so many people. And you cannot pour from an empty cup. I know that better than anyone. So I really want to focus on the gym again this year and focus on my nutrition. Again, quick shout out. If you need a workout program, you need guidance, go download my DM Fit app. I have a challenge going on right now, and there are video guidance for in gym and at home workouts. So super great way, an easy way to have that connection with me as well if you're not in person or you're not a personal client of mine. But I need to do that for myself. And so nutritionally, one thing that I've been doing is something that's called our healthy habit set. So I've been trying to have a shake every day. And I have some detox tea to clean out my kidneys and my liver. And I always do my fizz because I need a clean, healthy energy boost. And then my gut health, which is my prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes. And these are things that I try to do every day, but I haven't been great at. So this is something that I'm sticking to really just correct and balance out my entire gut microbiome and get healthy nutrients into my body. I'll drop that in the show notes as well if anyone else wants to do that. But this leads me to today's topic. So a while ago, so I incorporated something that's called milky oat tops, and I knew nothing about this. So I'm going to go a little more in depth about this today because this tiny little powerful nugget is been fantastic. So I went with Savannah, who has actually been a guest on this show. If you haven't listened to her before, definitely go check her out. She is the sweetest soul. We got together one day. We're kind of just catching up and we were talking about just like mom stuff. And she's not even a mom, but she loves children. She nannies. And she was like, you need to meet this lady who I go to. She has an apothecary. So she like makes things for like ailments and just having a healthy body, all the things. And she was like, you need to talk to her. She thrives on and lives on talking about motherhood and birthing. She's a doula, like all the birth things. So we went there and I was just kind of talking to her and she was like, what can I help with? And I was talking about the fact that like I have problems sleeping and I don't always have a ton of energy as far as like I don't have clear focus. I get distracted a lot. I'm not hungry in the morning when I wake up. She was just like asking me specific things. And she was like, have you experienced a lot of trauma in your life? And have you been working on fixing it? That's what she got out of the conversation. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, okay, so your nervous system is essentially like in shock and you're doing all the things, but it still is triggering to your nervous system and you need to rewire it and reprogram it so that it's not always in the flight or fight response, which makes so much sense. So she recommended that I started with these milky oat tops and she actually named it, it's called Nourished Nerves. And so it's something that you take every single day, one bottle. And actually, I'm pretty sure she has an Instagram account. So if she does, I'm also going to drop that in the show notes. You guys are going to have a packed full show notes this week, just so I can shout her out because obviously I would love to promote anyone's products that I'm using. But so she was essentially saying that there's some key markers in health and you should be I'm probably missing some. This was a while ago, but you should be hungry the moment you wake up. You should have a very high sex drive. You should have your urine should always be clear, like super hydrated. You should crave more protein, then you crave carbs, and your girl loves carbs. Like I am a carb fanatic. And it was like you should naturally be energized all the time, and you should wake up with the sun and go to sleep when the sun is down. I am essentially none of those things, if we're being quite honest. So all of it made total sense when she was talking about it. All comes back to my nervous system. And so I talk a lot about healing and reprogramming our subconscious and our mindset. And so I felt like it was very important for me to share this wellness tip for you guys that I've been doing, because I've noticed that I am very much calmer. I have noticed that I don't feel triggered as easily. I have noticed that I move on from things more quickly. There's been a lot of changes as far as like I'm literally calming my nervous system, and your nervous system is not meant to be in fight or flight all the time. That leads to stress hormones being released in your body that lead to disease and sickness and holding on to, and like you're not able to lose weight easily. You store your sugar improperly, which turns into fat. There's so much stuff when you have a debilitated nervous system. So I wanted to drop this for you guys as something to look into as you're on this journey of healing with me, because, and I don't think I'll ever be able to cover all of the topics. There's so much stuff, right? There's so many different aspects to cover. There's so many different levels, and it continues going. And I was not going to talk about this. See, here we go. Going to make the podcast longer again. This is what I always do. I had mentioned to you guys about that injury that I had that I was going to doctors about, and the whole thing with my glute, it like caved in. There was all this stuff. Well, I'm pretty sure I figured out what happened, because the doctors were unhelpful. X-rays, MRIs, no one had any idea. No one could give me an explanation as to why that would happen. And I woke up one day and I had one of my downloads, and it was like, you need to Google this. And I did. And essentially, and it's very hidden, I had to really dig, guys. It wasn't like, when you search something on Google and there's like a lot of medical, or like, for example, the Cleveland Clinic wrote an article on it. Like there's a lot of different like medical articles on it. No, this was like foreign articles, and they were literal medical studies. So I'm saying this because this isn't something that is openly, like they're openly saying this can happen, at least in the US. Shocker. So what I'm pretty sure happened is, and it ties all together to healing, when I started my Reiki journey, which was the profound change for healing in me. After you get attuned to Reiki, you do a 21-day, essentially like a detoxing of your body and trauma, like a trauma release. You do Reiki every day for 21 days. And it's pretty intense. I'm not going to lie, because you're massively removing trauma from your body and how that presented it. So a whole host of things can happen. You're definitely going to feel tired at the low end. You could get sick because you're detoxing your body. You're pushing out the bad stuff that's been stored inside of you. Well, for me, it presented itself as full body like hives. I broke out in hives everywhere. And at the time, I didn't realize it was from Reiki. And I went to the doctors for it. And we were like talking or whatever. And she was like, it like popped in my head. I'm like, could Reiki cause this? Like energy healing? And she's like, 100%. So essentially, if you're thinking, well, I don't want to do Reiki, I don't want to break out in full body hives. Noted, understood. However, if it caused that severe of a reaction coming out of my body, imagine what it's doing inside of your body. Better out than in all aspects. And so I ended up getting a steroid shot, and she was like, this is going to help calm your body down. I'm like, fantastic. It did. All is well, right? Well, it turns out that this whole thing where my butt caved in happened about roughly 6 months after that scenario. And what I realized was that, or what these studies were saying, is that sometimes when you get steroid injections, if it's not given properly, it can literally cause the skin around the area to be like killed. So necrosis, the like whatever is in, I don't know what's in the injection, all the stuff, but it eats your skin and it, if severe enough, eats the muscle. Like it didn't go deep enough into my muscle and it ate everything around it. Eventually that muscle will cave in. And if severe enough, causes injuries. Ding, ding, winner, winner. That was me. So I'm telling you guys this because if you don't take care of your trauma and you don't heal your trauma and get rid of it, you're going to have severe reactions. So I really want you guys to think about taking the time this year to take care of yourself, heal, listen to your body, do the things that it needs you to do so you don't get to the point of exhaustion or a mental breakdown or a physical injury or the need for medical intervention, which has side effects as everything does. So this is where I'm at. I wanted to share some of these things with you. Hopefully it helps you. If you've been through a lot of trauma, if you've been through a lot of hard times, your nervous system's probably out of whack. You're going to want to look into that. If you've experienced a lot of trauma, if you've experienced a lot of hard times, you're probably going to want to do energetic healing sessions to get that out of your body so you don't end up like me, who left things too long and my body revolted, because that's what will end up happening. So these are some more of my wellness tips for this week. I love you all. Have the best day. I'll see you next week where I drop something else that I've been up to, and maybe that'll sit with you as well. Take care. See you next time. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to find out more, you can follow me on Instagram at Empowered with Deanna and my personal page, Fit Deanna Lolita. You can also visit me on my website, which is deannamerlinofit.com. Make sure that whatever platform you guys are listening on, please rate and subscribe. And this means so much to me. It's going to help get me out there to help so many other people. I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey of wellness and self-empowerment. I cannot promise that it will always be easy, but I do know that it will always be worth it. Stick with me, and together, let's start living as the version of us that we were meant to be. Because the world is waiting for your gifts, and you deserve to live the life of your wildest dreams and beyond. So friends, let's get empowered.